Today, we are diving deep into the world of business to business, or B2B. But I want you to forget everything you think you know about just, selling stuff to other companies. We're going to break down a modern playbook, one that's all about building real, sustainable partnerships that create value for years to come.
So let's just start with a really direct question, right? Is your B2B strategy all about the transaction? Is it just about moving products off the shelf? Because honestly, if that's your only focus in today's world, you are leaving your absolute biggest opportunities for growth on the table.
This right here, this quote, really sets the stage perfectly. It redefines the entire goal. We're not talking about one-off sales anymore. The focus has to be on long-term collaborations. And what's the foundation for those collaborations? Well, it's pretty simple. It comes down to trust, consistent quality, and results you can actually see and measure.
And that brings us right to our first section, moving beyond the transaction. This is all about making that mental shift from being just another vendor to becoming an absolutely indispensable partner.
So what is it that makes the B2B world so different? Well, as you can see here, it all comes down to one word: strategy. Unlike consumer sales, which can be driven by a whim or an impulse buy, every single B2B purchase is a calculated decision. It's focused purely on the strategic value it's going to bring to that company.
Now, this is really interesting because it breaks down what that strategic value actually looks like in the real world. Your B2B clients are looking for 4 key things: value that's real, that you can prove; trust that you've built up over time; quality they can count on every single time; and a measurable return on their investment. If you can't deliver on all 4 of these, you're just another expense that can get cut.
Okay, so how do we actually build a business that can deliver on all of that? Well, that brings us to the 5 pillars of a successful B2B operation. This is the practical, step-by-step playbook you've been waiting for. And here they are, all laid out for us. These 5 steps, they form a repeatable system for success. It all starts with understanding, then it builds through relationships, it's carried out with a structured process, proven with a killer proposal, and then it's sustained with fantastic support. All right, let's kick things off with Pillar 1. This is the bedrock, the foundation of everything else. You simply can't offer real value if you don't deeply, and I mean deeply, understand who you're selling to. And this isn't just about knowing their company name. We're talking about knowing their industry inside and out, their specific challenges, who actually has the power to say yes, and even the local regulations they have to deal with.
Now let's move on to Pillar 2 and see how this all connects. In the B2B space, just blasting out mass marketing emails, it rarely works. Relationships are what drive conversions. And that means you've got to get out there. You've got to attend those industry events, build a real, genuine network on platforms like LinkedIn, and do outreach that's targeted and thoughtful. It's all about people connecting with other people.
Now for Pillar 3, structure. A successful B2B sale is never chaotic. It should be a predictable, repeatable process. And as you can see from these steps, every stage builds logically on the one before it, from that very first contact all the way to implementation. This whole process removes the guesswork, and that builds confidence with your client. There is simply no room for disorganization. Pillar 4 is all about the proposal, and you've got to stop thinking of it as just a price quote. A proposal is your 24/7 salesperson. A weak one can literally lose you the deal before you even get a chance to negotiate, but a strong one that's packed with technical details, a relevant portfolio, and all your compliance documents, proves that you are a serious, professional operation. And that brings us to the last and arguably most crucial pillar: support. The relationship doesn't end when that contract gets signed. That's where it begins. Seriously, if a client feels like you've abandoned them right after the sale, you have lost all of their future business. It's that excellent after-sales support, the technical help, the maintenance, the regular check-ins. That's where long-term trust is really built.
Okay, so we have the pillars. Now let's get even more practical. In this next section, we're going to look at the essential tools that make this whole system work and the common mistakes that can make it all come crashing down.
Look, you can't manage what you don't measure, and this here is the essential tech stack. Having a CRM like HubSpot for managing your clients, that's just non-negotiable these days. Project management tools keep your delivery on track. And then there are these specialized platforms for everything from networking on LinkedIn to finding big government or development tenders. These things keep your pipeline full. And right after the tools, let's talk about the pitfalls. Every single mistake you see here violates one of the pillars we just talked about. Setting a proposal too early,
It just shows you don't understand the client. Operating without a CRM, that just leads to chaos. And relying on verbal agreements, oh man, that is a recipe for disaster. These aren't just little fumbles, these are costly errors that destroy trust and kill your efficiency.
All right, let's zoom out a bit. We've covered the day-to-day playbook. Now let's talk about the high-level strategies that create not just sales, but real, sustainable long-term growth.
This slide highlights 3 incredibly powerful models that create stable, predictable revenue. You've got account-based marketing, which focuses all your energy on your best, highest-value clients. Retainer contracts give you that steady, reliable income. And strategic partnerships, they create a referral engine that brings you warm, qualified leads without you having to chase them.
And you know, at the end of the day, long-term success really boils down to these principles. Notice how they kind of mirror the 5 pillars we talked about? It's all about having repeatable systems, genuine relationships, a precise process, clear positioning, and a company culture that values the client long after that first sale is done. This is what separates the great B2B companies from everybody else.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, from high-level strategy all the way down to day-to-day tactics. So, let's bring it all together for your final takeaway.
If you remember just one thing from all of this, please make it this. B2B success is not about luck, and it's not even just about having a great product. It's about building a reliable, repeatable system that is designed from the ground up to consistently deliver real, measurable value for your partners. And that leaves us with one final and, I think, provocative question for you to really think about. After everything we've talked about, I want you to take a hard, honest look at your own operations. Is your business acting like a vendor, just fulfilling orders? Or are you building the systems, the processes, and the culture to become a true, indispensable partner? The answer to that question is what will define your future.